Hey guys, what's going on? It's Carl here, back with another video. Another versus battle of none other than the iPhone 6s Plus. We are pitting that against the Galaxy Note 5, two of the hottest / most wanted phablets of 2015. First off, some physical comparisons and then the speed test as well as benchmarks. So a few differences right off the bat. The iPhone 6s Plus has a 5.5-inch screen, 1920 by 1080, opposed to the Galaxy Note 5, which is a 5.7-inch screen, Quad HD, 2560 by 1440. On the back, one is made completely out of aluminum. That is naturally the iPhone 6s, available in this brand spanking new color of rose gold, opposed to the glass of the Galaxy Note 5, which is definitely more of a fingerprint magnet. Also on the back, we do have a brand new camera on the iPhone 6s. It is a 12 megapixel sensor capable now of 4K video, opposed to the 16 megapixel sensor on the Galaxy Note 5. Full review of my thoughts on the 6s camera coming up very shortly. Both devices are made out of premium materials, aluminum all the way around for both devices. We have the on and off button / sleep button on one side. On the top, we just have a few discrepancies on where the nano SIM card slot tray will be. On the other side, both have their volume rockers located here in very similar positions, whereas the iPhone 6s just has that mute toggle as well. Last but not least, on the bottom, we have the 3.5mm headphone jack, lightning port on the 6s, micro USB on the Note 5, speaker grills, as well as the housing for the S Pen on the Galaxy Note 5 also. The iPhone 6s Plus comes in around $750 for only 16 gigs, 64 as well as 128 gigs, whereas the Note 5 comes in a standard 32 as well as 64 gig variants. Both feel very premium to hold, and as I mentioned, there are differences in the materials used, but both are extremely premium and well-crafted smartphones. Getting to our standard benchmarks, the iPhone 6s now has 2 gigs of RAM, the A9 chip with the M9 Motion coprocessor. The Galaxy Note 5 has an octa-core CPU, 64-bit architecture of course, 4 gigs of RAM, but here are the Geekbench 3 benchmark scores: 2519 for the 6s single core, 4394 on the multi-core side. Flipping things over on the Note 5, 1495 and 5230 respectively. Take away what you will. I've lined up a very basic speed test, so we have no applications running in the background. I have your standard set of applications that most people will go through on a day-to-day basis. We will load them all up and see which one will come out up top. Loading off our first basic game, nothing too intensive, Crossy Roads. We have the Galaxy Note 5 loading quite a bit faster than the iPhone 6s. Next off, social media, switching to Instagram. I'm going to say these were identical, almost an exact tie. It was hard to tell the difference. Next off, loading the score, a sports application where I check my daily sports news. Also very similar, really hard to tell the difference between both of these devices. Next off, Google Maps, one more tie on the books. Pinching to zoom, both extremely very responsive. Switching to YouTube for watching any sort of media. I will give that one slight edge to the 6s, which is also surprising as YouTube is a Google application. Twitter, I will give that point to the GS6 by less than half a second. Next off, SoundCloud for all your music needs. Ooh, that one was so close. I'm going to call that one a tie. And last but not least, Riptide GP2, a more graphics-intensive game. And I will give that win to the iPhone 6s, but once again, less than half a second difference. And while playing the game, you couldn't tell the difference between either of them. Performance, obviously, there was no sense of lag, just a difference in color. Having the Super AMOLED panel on the Note 5, colors were more vibrant. And before we end off this comparison, there is also one thing to consider if you're looking to buy either of these devices, and that, of course, is the S Pen. You do have that added bonus functionality, and I think that's definitely something to consider and an added bonus for the Note 5. That was my heads-up battle of the iPhone 6s Plus against the Galaxy Note 5. Let me know what you thought of the results down below in the comments. Keep it simple, keep it tame, no fanboyism, and if you like this comparison, Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel as it does help me out a bunch. More 6S Plus / 6S comparisons coming very soon, pumping out a lot of videos today. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I will catch everyone else in that next video. Peace!